Exercise 115, number 1. Yesterday, Louise spent 3/4 of an hour studying for an English exam. Today, she spent only half as long as yesterday. For what fraction of an hour did she study today? The concept of half of something in fractions is a really important concept, because when we look at whole numbers and we want to find half of something, we divide it by 2. But in a word problem, the fraction half is presented to us. And so even though we know that she spent 3/4 of an hour studying yesterday and half of that today, we might be tempted to divide by 2, which would be correct. But then what about using the numbers that they've given to us? So division by 2 is the same as multiplying by half. And this concept is particularly important when dealing with recipes. If you have fractional values in a recipe, to double the recipe means to multiply by 2, but to half the recipe means to divide by 2, or you can simply multiply by half, because we know with fractions, dividing is not actually possible. You have to flip and change to multiplication. So let's go back to this question. We know Louise spent 3/4 of an hour yesterday, and today she spent only half of that. So we have a choice. We can either divide by 2, or we can take the 3/4 that she spent yesterday and multiply it by half. If we divide by 2, remember that we end up multiplying by half anyways, because division is not possible, so we change to multiplication, and 2/1 changes to its reciprocal, which is 1/2. So we're going to see here that we get a result that is smaller, which is what we want, because today she spent half as long as yesterday. So she spent 3/8 of an hour studying today.